Okay guys, we are going to make some folding single crochet. Now it sounds pretty basic, but there's actually a second component to this. There are two elements to this stitch in order to achieve the folding single crochet, which ends up looking like a bit of a barrel roll across your work. So we're going to actually begin by making a round of treble crochet. Now they're also only made in the front loop, because what we're going to do is we're going to make a whole bunch of trebles into the front loop only, like this. See the front loop? There's the top loops, front, back loop. We are only going to use this front loop, make a whole bunch of trebles, and then we're going to come back around and fold them with a single crochet, hence the name. So folding single crochet is probably neatest when you start with a standing stitch. I do have a tutorial on standing stitches, slip knot on my hook, and we're making trebles because we need the length on the stitch to fold. So 2 yarn overs for a treble crochet. I'm just going to start anywhere and only into the front loop. Do you see that? Pull my yarn through. I'm going to hold my tail so it doesn't spin and complete a treble crochet like that. There it is right there. That's one. I'm going to do a few more, just basic treble crochet, 2 yarn overs into the front loop only. So you just come up from the bottom of it and up through the middle of that top V. Pull the yarn through, pull through 2 twice and 3 times for the treble. There we go. Again, up into the middle of that top V of loops. So you can see now my back loop is completely free. You see it? Not touching it at all. And I need that so I can complete my stitch. So please be very mindful that you are doing front loop only work here with these trebles. So I'm going to go away and make a few more, and then I'll come back and show you how to fold them. You do the same. Okay, so now we're going to do the folding. So I've got a slip knot on my hook because we're going to do it with a standing single crochet for neatness again. We're going to be working into the back loop of the treble and anchoring it to the back loop that we left free when we made the trebles. So no yarn overs, it's a single crochet into the back loop. There's the front loop, there's the back loop of my treble. Pick that up. Go down and pick up the corresponding back loop at the bottom of that treble stitch. You can see it right there. Pull the yarn through. Tighten it up a little bit, we don't want too loose stitches here, and complete a single crochet. That's my standing single crochet. Now the first one's not going to look very neat, so we'll just keep going. Again, back loop of the treble, the second treble now, roll forward, there's the back loop of the second treble that we left free before, pull the yarn through, give it a little cinch, we don't want it too loose, and close the single crochet. Right, now you can see that these are starting to collapse. Do it again. This is number 3. Back loop of the treble. Now see how I'm pulling my yarn out of the way of the hook. We don't want it under the hook, we want it over the hook. Into that corresponding loop. Now pull it through. Give it a little cinch. Complete a single crochet. If you get all tangled up with your yarn, I'm going to put it under the hook now, and you do this, and then you've got to find a way to get the yarn back through you see how now I can't get my yarn through? That's why it's important as you're doing that, is just make sure you go under your working yarn to pick up that back loop before you pull it through. And then everything will work really smoothly. Again, back loop, corresponding back loop, pull the yarn through, close the single crochet. Again, back loop. Now we see how this is pulled up, so that's not my next one. The next one is, this is the stitch I'm working here, and there it is. So when you're first doing this, if you want to try, just grab a couple of stitch markers just until you get your eye in, and you can look where your next stitch is. That's completed. Here's my next stitch. There it is. Oops. There's my stitch. There's my loop. Maybe pop a stitch marker into the next couple so you can get your eye in and get your brain mapped out so you know what you're looking for. So let's just turn around and see what we've done so far. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And all you should be able to see on the back, don't work too tightly, I stress that, is the top loops of your single crochet. You'll need those for when you continue on. You'll probably be working into those next. So just be careful, don't be too tight with your work. Make sure there's still a bit of stretch, and you will see this beautiful little barrel roll of treble crochet collapsing to form that nice little effect. So I'll just keep going so I can show you what to do when you've got 2 stitches to do at the same time. Now here's my next stitch over here. That one's done. It's been pulled already, so stay away from that one. Down, back loop, single crochet, back loop, single crochet. You have to get into the habit of just rolling the work forward to see where you're up to sometimes. It just is easier. Back loop, there we go, and back loop, pull through, single crochet. Now I've reached my double. Both of those stitches have to be rolled into the same back loop. Okay, there it is right there. So we just, it's nothing different, just do the same thing but doing it twice in the same loop. So there's the first time, pull one, close it. Now I've got the second of these two trebles to do, back loop and back into the same spot. See that? So now I'm going to have 2 single crochet in that one back loop, because this is either an increase or an effect, I don't know which, depends on your pattern, but there, both of those have now been rolled and folded into the same stitch. You can see there's 2 stitches in there. And then you carry on. I've got one more to do. Back loop, oops, and back loop, pull it through, close the single crochet, and there you go. Folding single crochet, which is made with trebles. It's the single crochet that folds. I guess that's why it's called that. Now you can see at the back all of my single crochet clearly. When I come back around to do other work, I will be probably working into those top loops there. So make sure that they are loose enough that I can get into them and that your work isn't pulling. All right, there you go. Folding single crochet. Have fun.